Okay. So, what do you want to talk about today?
We should talk about the end of You, the Netflix special about the guy who kills his girlfriends.
Okay.
Spoilers.
Spoiler alert. Okay, so this is season 2 that we're going to talk about then. Because I'm aware of season 1, but I didn't watch all of it.
He watched the end of it.
I watched the end of it.
And then during season 2, he's like, this show's for 14-year-olds.
Well, hold on. Okay.
But then I caught him. He's watching like, what's going to happen next?
Yeah, but I was watching, okay? Because I'm 14. I feel like personally, I feel like it's a watered down version of Dexter, but it does its own thing. It does its own thing, but a lot of it just seems a little Dexter-ish.
They even mention it in the show.
They do mention it in the show. But that's how I felt about it, and I felt it was like a tween version of like Dexter. But it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So, season 2, we were kind of throwing out theories left and right throughout it, because, like, tell about what happened at work.
Okay, so I go to work, and, like, all the ladies there are like, oh my gosh, have you been watching You? Have you been watching You? Have you been watching You? Blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, the ones that are finished are like, oh my God, such a twist at the end, mind blown. And, like, I heard that from, like, people at work. I heard it from people on the internet. I heard it everywhere. So I'm like, okay, let's see where this is going.
And the fucked up thing about a twist is, as soon as someone tells you that there's gonna be a twist, your mind is just trying to think of like all these crazy fucked up things of like, oh my God, is it a dream? Is it all in the mind of a dog, or like, you know, like some crazy shit? Has he been like dead the whole time, or, you know, whatever? Kind of like, I had the idea that prior to them explaining that love, which, by the way, Jesus Christ, like, you named the love interest, the one that makes him find love, actually love. Her name is actually fucking Love. You couldn't have done anything like what is it, heaven, Neve or whatever, heaven backwards, or like love backwards, evil. Oh, evil.
Interesting.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you could have done anything. Like, you could have like researched, look at the thesaurus just a little bit, I guess, just so it wasn't exactly love.
Maybe like love in another language, like amour or something,
or like a Viking version, like, because her parents look pretty Nordic. You know, we'll probably get that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, by the way, she's the girl from Haunting on Hill, or no?
Yes.
Haunting on Hill House.
The Haunting of Hill House.
Yes.
The other Netflix series that's actually really good.
Mm-hmm.
Use good, except for
what we're about to talk about,
which is an extreme spoiler. And the twist of season 2 is that he ends the series with him being like,
basically all the ends are tied up. Like, he has found his soulmate, who is also a killer and accepts him for the killer that he is. She's pregnant. They've got a house together with the white picket fence. Her family owns the police department, so all his shit is expunged, etc., etc., etc. Then, as he's there in the backyard, he's like,
which he also describes as a prison, and he talks about the whole thing as a prison, and he's doing his time.
Yes.
Where it was like, what the fuck? You were totally into her until you found out she killed.
Yes.
Like, he's so in his own fucking mind where he thinks he's right in his killing, but her killing is wrong.
Right.
So I get that, like, that behavior. I get that, what they're doing there. But it was just kind of like, it's hard to stomach. It's like watching Real Housewives and listening to them complain about how good they fucking have it.
Right.
Yet you had everything you wanted, asshole, and you're crying and, oh, it's a prison of my own self-doing.
So fucking ungrateful. But, so then he's sitting in the backyard of his prison, and he looks through the crack in the fence, and he's, like, looking at the backside, not even the ass.
Not
like,
the ass.
Like, the back of this lady's head in the next yard.
You couldn't even see, like,
her face.
You saw a big sunbonnet. She's sitting in a sun chair or whatever, and she's writing notes about like literature, and there's a stack of books next to her, and that's enough for this dildo to be like, oh, I'm obsessed with this one. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
And basically, it just felt like a real lazy way to be like,
we're having a season 3.
We're leaving it open for a season 3. But there were so many better ways. Like the thing about, like I said, the thing about the twist is, if you hear that it's going to have a twist, then when you're actually doing it, you know, you're thinking, how's this going to be a twist?
Mm-hmm.
What's the twist?
Mm-hmm.
So we were thinking, like, prior to me knowing that their family was rich, the Quinns, I was thinking, what if Candace,
who's the ex, the crazy
the crazy ex, what if she hired Love and made her character's name Love? That's why it's so fucking obvious.
Right?
What if she hired her because she was an up-and-coming actress?
Yes, and this is set in L.A.
And played the role of his love interest to try and get him to come out with evidence and all this other stuff. And at one point in time, Love even recommends, well, you know what I would do? I would take all the things that remind me of my ex, put them in a box and burn them or get rid of them. Mm-hmm. That could have been like a portion of like, could you gather evidence for me?
Right.
You know?
Right.
And then she didn't have to die. Candace didn't have to die at the jail, the storage center.
Yes.
Because the way it could have went is, he could have been over the body, Delilah, and been like, oh God, she's dead, or like some kind of shit. And then all of a sudden you hear the door swing shut and it locks. And then big reveal, Love. It's Love. She found it. And then she goes about how she found everything, and then she starts to describe,
oh, I killed Delilah.
I killed Delilah because of us. And then like you get that moment where he's kind of like, I'm totally not into this. And you're like, what the fuck? But it's still the same way it is in the show. Yeah. Except for you don't kill Candace here.
And that way that leaves her open to like do more things.
You could leave her in season 3 as another like, because it wraps up so nicely, season 2.
Yes.
That like you adding the whole, they're looking at he's looking through a fence, a crack in a fence, and he's totally obsessed with this chick. Not even like know anything about her, not even seen the front of her. She could be fucking hideous.
Right.
And he's obsessed with her. He's ready to give everything he has away. He hasn't even seen the front of her. She could have a club leg. He didn't even see the leg. He's wanting the pirate next door. And so that I didn't get either. But what was it? At the end, Candace could have been there. So when he goes to the post office or his P.O. box or whatever, and he's getting the messages from Ellie, the one girl's sister,
who he's now like kind of,
he's like supporting in like a dad role because he was involved in sister dying.
Yep.
Candace, you could have flashed back to when Ellie runs out, and then maybe as she's like trying to get out of town, Candace finds her and then is like, look, let's burn this son of a bitch.
Yeah.
And then even with the note saying like everything's fine, thanks, send more money in 3 months, you know in the background that these two are working together to try and figure out how they're going to burn him and her, because they know Love is now in on this. Then season 3 could be Love and Joe
fighting against the other two.
This, and then Finch is still in the. I mean, Finch is owned by the LAPD, but you could have fucked something up with like the money, like their parents' wealth. Mm-hmm. That was a very easy cop out for a lot of things.
Yeah.
So season 3, their family loses all kinds of money. Mm-hmm. The killing in the Averino, the
Anavrin.
The
Nirvana backwards.
Oh God, I didn't even realize that. So that place, they can't do it anymore. They shut it down. Well, okay. The murder there is the big thing, but then all the Hendy fans or whatever are super pissed off because they know that the owner killed Henderson.
Right.
Because they pinned all that on 40.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's just like the end, the twist at the end really kind of like they had a lot of good shit going with all the characters from season 2.
Yeah.
They didn't need to bring in this new random chick that we know nothing about and have no connection to her to make a season 3 or a twist at the end. They could have used all the stuff that they've been building up for the past 2 seasons to make a twist and leave it open for season 3. And I think it would have been a lot more compelling to watch.
The twist was watered down shit.
Yes. That's it.
That's all you got? That's all I got.
That's it.